What do you get an annoying vegan for the holidays? Or if you're an annoying vegan, what do you ask for the holidays? Well, we're gonna break it down for you today. What's up, everybody? This is Mike from Annoying Vegans. We bring you perspective, validation, and laughs. And today we're gonna give you 15 unique gifts for the holidays to get an annoying vegan. Or if you are an annoying vegan yourself, these are 15 unique gifts that you can ask for from somebody else. Full disclosure, by the way, I'm not really into the whole gift thing. I don't really like to receive gifts or give gifts. I'm not very much into the whole consumerism aspect of the holiday. I prefer that all of the hundreds and thousands of dollars that everybody spends on gifts each year goes to people who actually need it. At the end of the day, none of us actually need anything, right? I mean, yeah. And a lot of the people in my personal life who celebrate holidays and really care about the gifts are always so concerned about how much they're spending on one another. And for that reason, I've never really been into the whole gift thing. But in the spirit of the holidays and in the spirit of unique, meaningful gifts, something that's practical and meaningful and really comes from here, it doesn't matter how much how much was spent on it. Those are the types of gifts that have a greater impact. So without further ado, here are the 15 unique holiday gifts. They are going to probably get more ridiculous as we go on. They'll start off a little simpler, but hey, if you want to do it big, do you want to do it big or do you want to do it big? Number 1, vegan stocking stuffers. This can be soaps, deodorants, lip balm, body butter, hair balm, spices even, for those people who like to cook. And, these should be preferably vegan and organic, natural, holistically made. There's plenty of, I would also recommend to shop local if you can, because that's where you're really gonna find the clean stuff, the stuff that's not mass produced, the stuff that doesn't have a whole lot of chemicals, the stuff that's produced locally by vendors who live in the area, in their homes, or in their businesses, in their factories. This is the stuff that you probably want to target. That would be more meaningful towards a vegan, I feel, in my opinion. So, yeah, stocking stuffers, pretty easy, right? You could also get socks, I guess. Socks, everybody needs socks. Number 2, donate to an animal shelter or environmental project in the vegan's name. Or even better, go to an animal shelter with a vegan and volunteer. Go to any type of do any type of volunteering project with that vegan. I think that would be a great way to show that you care about a cause. It would be a good way to show that you support them, especially if they are an ethical vegan or a vegan for the environment. Or even, it doesn't even necessarily have to be vegan focused, but if this person is somebody who, a lot of times if you are vegan for the animals, if you're not vegan for the environment, you do care about a lot of other issues. Depending on what their values are, it would be a great idea to find an organization that you think they care about, or even ask them. A lot of times I've sent my family, hey, these are some of the organizations, or these are some of the groups that I care about. I would love it if you could just donate whatever you were going to spend on a gift for me to this organization, and boom, that's my gift. Number 3, a gift card to a vegan restaurant, or at the very least, to a restaurant that will have a lot of vegan options. Better yet, just take them out to dinner, or offer to go to dinner with the vegan. Even if you want to even go crazy, if you even want to take it a step further, you could get a ticket, or a reservation, I should say, to a cat cafe. Number 4, holistic vegan gifts. So there's many types of vegan classifications, and of course you might have heard of the holistic vegan. Now this is the vegan that likes to avoid chemicals as much as possible, likes to go the all natural route for medications and for wellness and things like that. So I would recommend juice, whether it's juice that you make yourself, or you could go buy juice with no sugar. I'm not talking about high C. I'm not talking about a simply lemonade. I'm talking about find a local business that makes juice. There's tons of them around Dallas. I'm sure in any major city they have them, or even outside of the major cities. You might have to drive too far, but if you're not too far from a major city, maybe within an hour or two, I'm sure that they ship. So find some organic, holistic juice, also smudging materials such as sage and palo santo for the spiritual holistic vegan, and plants. I mean, plants. We love our plants, especially the more spiritual vegans. We love to, just kind of meditate with the plants in the vicinity, be one with Earth. This is how we become one with Earth, because we're stuck inside. I have an arrow garden, and it helps me grow herbs. I don't have to do any work. The lights come on their own. They tell me when I need to put water in it, and they tell me when I need to put plant food in there. So an aero garden would be a great gift for somebody who might like to garden but doesn't have a lot of gardening space or any gardening space. Number 5, environmentally conscious materials, such as, you could think about sustainable and ethical fashion, such as vegan leather, reusable shopping bags, especially for the vegans who cook and go to the grocery store a lot. Water bottles. We love to take water bottles everywhere. Have you ever noticed that? Like every time you see a vegan, they have a water bottle. I'm not trying to stereotype, but yeah, like there's always a water bottle. I'm not so great about that. I have my water bottle, but I only take it to the gym. But yeah, a lot of people take it a step further and they bring it with them to restaurants and whatnot, just for going, just for driving to the store. They bring a water bottle. So water bottles. And that way they don't have to waste, plastic by getting a water bottle at its place, or they don't have to waste water. Number 6, a vegan cookbook. I mean, this goes without saying, especially if the vegan likes to cook. I mean, it's a great idea to find recipes in a cookbook. Some of my favorite cookbooks actually have them here. So, Sweet Potato Soul. I might have mentioned that Sweet Potato Soul is the reason why I am vegan. And she has this original cookbook that came out in 2018. She also has a new one that came out this year. It's called Vegan Vibes. And then my main man here, Will Edmond and Austin Rich, together have written this new cookbook. It's called Vegan Street Eats, just to name a couple. But yeah, cookbooks are always a good thing for a vegan to have in the kitchen, especially if they're really interested in cooking. And you can get different kinds of cookbooks. There's a lot of different themes associated with each cookbook. Like the Vegan Street Eats one is obviously more focused on, like if you're going to go walking on the street and you see like a taco stand, for instance. Sweet Potato Soul, she has, this first book is about like southern flavors, smoke, sugar, spice, and soul. But you have like cheap, lazy vegan cookbooks, 5 minute or less, Indian cookbooks, Asian cookbooks, Mexican cookbooks, whatever cuisine they like. So whatever type of scenario they're in, whether they like to cook or whether they don't, whether they're pressed for time usually, whether they just kind of like curious and want to be curious in the kitchen, whether they like to bake. There's tons of cookbooks just focused on baking. So there's an abundance of cookbooks to choose from. Before I continue, if you are getting any value from this video, would you please hit that like button, subscribe, and tell your friends, and tell your brothers and mothers and sisters. Number 7, vegan candles. So I'm not sure who's aware, but the typical candle, the conventional candle, the wax that is used to create those candles is not good for the air. If you have any kind of wax in your air, it really contaminates that space. So a lot of the candles that vegans tend to prefer are soy wax based or coconut wax based because they're more environmentally friendly and they don't contaminate the air. Number 8, kitchen tools. If your vegan likes to cook, then kitchen tools would be a great thing. Tofu pressers are something that's nice. Traditionally, you would put a paper towel around the tofu and you would put it on a plate, and then you would put a cast iron skillet or a bunch of books over the tofu to try to squeeze out all the water and toughen it up. With a tofu presser, you can just kind of push that crap in. A garlic slicer, a lemon squeezer, but the most important thing that all vegans need that we don't really talk about is a food processor, because every single recipe requires you to dice some shit up, whether it is cashews to make cashew cheese or whether it is walnuts to make cheese as well. I swear every single recipe requires some kind of if it's not a blender, it's definitely a food processor, especially if you're making like a vegan egg too and you have to use flax, and if you have to grind it up, yeah, a food processor all the way. Okay, number 9. Buy or purchase a vegan documentary or rent one or show one on streaming services like Netflix. Sit down with your vegan and watch it together. I'm sure they will feel very seen and they will feel that you are taking an interest in their lifestyle and the things that mean a lot to them. And this isn't to say that, change your opinions and change your lifestyle for them, but it's just to kind of a lot of times it's a little bit exhausting for vegans to kind of explain why they're vegan, why they make certain choices, what their transformation has looked like. So a lot of times documentaries can achieve that on our behalf so that we don't have to sit there and explain. So if we're able to just kind of watch a documentary together, or even on the other hand, a nice gift would be for you to watch a documentary that a vegan has already saw when they're not around. If there's no time for both of you to get together, watch the documentary and say, hey, I watched XYZ documentary and okay, now it kind of makes a little bit more sense as to why you're vegan or why you do some of the crazy shit that you do.
I can't stand any more of this brainwashing.
And now, a message from our sponsor.
Do you live in Dallas, have friends or family in Dallas, or plan to visit Dallas? Well, Dallas has a lot of vegan-friendly events every single week, but it's hard to know where and when they all are without a central location. Until now. Dallas Vegan Insider, also known as Lucia, also known as Victoria, also known as Pee Wee the Cutie Patootie, has created an Instagram and Facebook account that highlights just that. Every single week, there's a posting with all the events for that week and some weeks to follow. If you ever have a question about an event or a vendor, you can message her directly, and she's extremely responsive. One time, I didn't even need to finish writing my sentence, and she already responded to my message. If you have catering needs for a particular holiday, like Christmas, she has compiled a list of all of those vendors who are doing holiday catering. So check it out quick. You don't want to miss it. All right, now let's get back to the episode. Number 10. I don't know why I did this for number 10. Number 10. Go to an event with your vegan, whether this is a cooking class or a yoga meditation class or even a veg fest. There's tons of veg fests that happen all year round in most cities. So take it upon yourself to go with them, because a lot of times vegans are the only, few and far between in their circles. So it would be nice if they had somebody to go to these things with. And again, just like with the documentaries, it's not necessarily meaning that you have to adopt their lifestyle, but it's more to show support and to get a better understanding of why they do what they do. Number 11, a vegan personal trainer. So there's lots of personal trainers out there, and there's actually quite a few vegan ones. And if your vegan is into vegan fitness, if they became vegan for their health, then a vegan personal trainer would be a great gift. A lot of them have 6-month plans. Maybe, instead of doing an annual one, you could purchase a 6-month plan, or you could even just offer to buy the first month free and talk to the trainer. Say, look, I'm trying to purchase a gift for a friend. The other thing is, so before I move on too much, you can talk to the trainer on the vegan's behalf and say, I would like to purchase a training I'll pay for like 1 month, 2 months, and then it'll be on them. Can we set up a consultation call? A lot of the times though, the trainer does want to talk to the trainee one-on-one, just so that they can curate the sessions to the person's needs. So you might not be able to get too far yourself with the trainer, but you can set up that initial connection, and you can just offer like your form of payment in whichever way you want, and for however long you want with that trainer before the vegan comes and starts to do it on their own. So at the very minimum, you could get the network started and you can get the conversation started. Number 12, a cat. Okay, and I know what you're thinking. Cats are not gifts, pets are not gifts. I understand. What I mean is, if you're vegan, likes animals, and can hold an animal, and has the capacity to love an animal and to take care of an animal, and just doesn't have an animal but wants one, what better gift than a loving animal in their home? Heck, I would love a cat as a gift if Ramona would accept it, but Ramona ain't accepting shit. Ramona? Number 13, a man or woman, a vegan might want to date another vegan. So what better way to match them up than to set up that first date on the vegan's behalf? Because also, there's a portion of vegans who love animals so much, but don't necessarily like humans all that much, and are very socially awkward. So dating might be a little bit more complicated for them. So what better way to kind of ease that awkwardness than to set up that network between your vegan and the love of their life? Yeah, get on those dating apps, put on those pictures. Honestly, I think this needs to be a thing. And I'm a software engineer, so maybe I could give this a crack. But there's lots of dating apps out there, but as far as I know, there's no dating app where you can date on someone else's behalf. I know that, like, I have 2 friends who got married. Their parents met each other on an app. Like, their parents look for a partner for their kids. There's apps like that, but I don't know of any that have a friend is looking for somebody on their friend's behalf. So if that doesn't exist, let me know. Maybe I'll create it. Number 14, friends. A lot of vegans don't have friends, or they don't have vegan friends. So whichever the case may be, again, animal lovers might not love humans as much. Maybe they do, maybe they don't. Maybe they just don't have time, maybe they're busy. Find them a friend. Find them a vegan friend, preferably, so that they can go to these things together. And that way you don't have to go to all the veg fests, and you don't have to watch all the documentaries with them. They can have a companion. How do you do that? Well, I guess if there's not an app for dating, then it's probably not an app for making mutual friends. But listen, if the vegan is not social, then we need you to be social for us, okay? Ask your friends if they have any friends who are vegan, or if they have any family that are vegan. Let's bring each other together. Also, if you do attend those events like the Veg Fest or any other events with the vegan, then you can kind of help them meet friends at that event if you're more social than they are. Yeah. but not least, number 15, regular people gifts, okay? Like basketball game tickets or, a membership to a gym or, some artwork. Oh, yeah, that's my list. That's my list. But yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, the vegan is not our identity, okay? Even though I've talked about vegans as if it's their identity this whole podcast episode. But at the end of the day, we like a lot of the same things that you like, okay? So personally, those type of things, like experiences or practical gifts, are things that go a lot further than the superficial ones. But hey, everybody's different. We're not all a monolith. Maybe somebody wants cologne. Maybe somebody wants a chain. Maybe somebody wants clothes, okay? But yeah, at the end of the day, we like what regular people like. So regular people gifts, all the way. I hope that you have found some value from this list. If there's anything I missed that you feel strongly about, please add to the discussion in the comments section, and we can get some more ideas flowing before the holidays are over. And of course, as I said before, if you are a vegan watching, these would be some good ideas to ask people to get for you for the holidays. So yes, please give this video a like, subscribe to our channel, and put on those notifications so you can see whenever we have a new video. I hope that you all enjoyed this. I hope that you have a happy holiday if you celebrate, and we will catch you on the next one. Speaking of events. All right, speaking of events. Why the fuck is it so quiet? All right, speaking of events, do you live in Dallas? Do you have friends and family in Dallas? Are you visiting Dallas anytime soon? I'm gonna do that part later.